We're going to open our Town of Selectmen special meeting. It's September 21st, 2018, and it is 9 o'clock. It's just the three of us. I think we'll skip the Pledge of Allegiance along with the town manager. There's no one else here today. The purpose of this meeting is to accept a warrant. Actually, there was a petition that you and your team have certified. And our purpose here is to accept that petition, which advances an article to the warrant. What's the date of the election? November 6th, 2018, which is the gubernatorial election. Do we want to discuss it? I guess first we can make a motion. Do we have to accept the petition separately?
And say, yes, you're gonna put it forward to a warrant, to a special town meeting, warrant articles, and then you wanna set your date.
Okay, so first we need a motion to accept the petition.
So I'll make a motion to accept the petition.
I second it.
Okay.
All in favor? It's three of us. Next is to advance the article to the warrant in November.
It actually was two articles,
Both regarding Sunday sales of alcohol.
correct,
To be consumed on premise. If someone were to apply for such a permit, we could grant it if this passes.
correct.
And the other would be the sale of alcohol, which is currently actually happening. It's just, this would put us in compliance.
Correct. That's the sale of alcohol to be consumed off premise.
So it's two articles on the same topic, essentially, Sunday sales of alcohol. A motion to
I'll make a motion to approve and put that article, advance the article for the
A special town meeting.
special town meeting on November 6th, 2018.
Is it a town meeting?
It is a town meeting, it has to be considered a town meeting, because it's local vote.
But it will basically just be a voting day?
Yes, this particular vote is required by state statute to be a paper ballot. So that's why we have to do it through the ballot box process.
Right, and we're going to do it on the same day that they're voting on everything else in November.
Correct.
But we do, I mean, at town meeting, we do ballots, and that's not the same process, though. That's why I was confused by.
But the state statute, it specifically says according to the elections process, and it refers to
That opening of timeline. And
2180. So you have to have the 45 days because they require paper ballot, which means the secret ballot process, which allows for absentee voting.
Okay. That would be,
there
I
you
can see
go.
that significant.
So that's why we are,
Sure.
this is this what today
Yep.
is. starts
And we're
out.
at the deadline.
We're at the deadline for the 45 day to get it on the November 6th. And so when people request their absentee ballots, we include one of these with it as well.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yep.
That's very good.
Um,
Okay, so did I make the motion okay, or?
Yeah, November 6th,
2018, for a special town meeting,
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
And the polls for 8 to 8.
The polls will run from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Second. Discussion.
both stores had a concern of being able to have a special for it. And they're concerned of the wording of the articles and the interpretation of people as they vote.
So a special, like a public hearing?
An actual not having it as part of the November day.
So the thought would be the confusion might work against the passage of this. And
Because
Yeah.
they both said they had the same instance as far as people, like I said before, how they called me. They had the same thing. People, when they were signing the petition, was reading that in a way as, why are you trying to take this away from us? Not reading it for what it truly is.
can we, can the town office put up, for example, educational material regarding an article? I don't think you can take a position on it, like we want you to pass this, or
Right.
But we could say, list the
Currently,
article.
through the state, we do not
Yes.
have approval.
Allows.
I would keep it simple.
No.
Yes equals remains
Nothing
the same, no
changes, right,
changes.
no changes.
Right, no means stopping Sunday sales. Could we legally do that here?
The town can, but I think you or I or any other
Well,
citizen.
we know the stores can.
Yeah.
Yes,
Aha, so let me just read this, I just wanna read with it. So so yes means it stays the same.
Correct.
correct.
Because you're authorizing
Right.
Sunday sales.
Right, okay, and no, okay.
And we don't currently, not that it's relevant to this article, but I don't believe we currently have any establishments that's licensed to serve on premise.
Stutzman's, I believe.
I don't know that they don't actually sell. They said when they did the research,
Yeah, I don't
she
see
said
beer in there.
it was
Okay.
more
I don't know.
expensive than,
Did you go out?
I didn't,
No.
I was planning,
There was talk about it.
I
and
will
they-
stop there today though.
They may have applied for a permit and not.
well, and they did this process to get it approved, which was approved back in 2014 for them to serve on premise. But when they actually did the research to bring it into the business, it was more costly than profitable.
Right.
So they did their end, but the town itself never approved them.
Well, they
to-
never got permitted.
They never got.
No, the town did it, but the business.
So if the
never
town
went
did
through
it, why is it on here again?
Right.
They didn't do Sunday sales.
Oh, okay.
They did
this is
Monday through
specifically
Saturday.
Sunday. Okay, I get it.
Oh.
Okay.
That answers a lot of
Fascinating.
questions, cause I've heard that is people who say, well, we've already done this, and that's, yeah.
It did not include
Include
Sunday
Sunday
sales.
sales.
So we overlooked it
In
again.
2014, yes.
Okay.
It was
Whoa.
approved, but no Sunday sales was listed.
Now it makes more sense.
Wow, okay.
So I would say this would be true of any question that could be seen as ambiguous. It would be up to the parties that have an interest in the
Right.
outcome to
To
get out and educate.
Yes,
yep.
yes.
I would be in favor of us doing it here within the limitations of the law. I don't know what
Can't.
we have to be careful.
Yeah, you can't, because it has to be 250 feet.
Ah.
Any
Okay.
kind of politicking has to be 250 feet away from
But-
the entrance to
But is
the
this,
polling place.
if you just explain what yes
can
or no
explain it,
does?
yep.
you
I
can-
mean,
we can
because
do
we're not
that.
siding, we're not saying
Right.
vote yes, we're not saying
Correct.
vote no, we just
Yeah.
wanna make sure that.
If you vote
Everyone
yes,
understand.
Yes.
Everyone
Yes
equals
means
no
allows
equals.
Sunday sales, no means
Continue to
no
allow.
Sunday, yeah, right.
Right.
but the reality is, but aside from the topic, now that we have a valid petition and we have a window of opportunity to get to this election, I really see our hands as pretty much tied.
Right.
I mean, we can't start picking, this group will do it for, and this one we won't. I
No.
mean, we wouldn't do that.
Right.
I just
And-
was asked to ask them and I did, and that's both of their concerns, and I'm bringing it back to the board.
Yeah,
Right.
I,
And I think
But if-
we
if-
should hold a public hearing too.
I have no problem with that.
yeah, I don't, that we can add that to any.
And
But
I,
I think
and I
it-
think we're actually required by statute, if I remember correctly, because it's a paper ballot,
Okay, so.
to hold a public
So
hearing, so
then-
that would be an
Yeah, that'd be fine.
informational.
And again, we would basically be presenting the ramifications of yes versus no. What you-
Correct.
And as
And-
more than.
And
as
hearing the
opposed to-
discussion.
Right.
Yes.
As opposed to trying to convince somebody to do something.
Right.
Yeah, we could, I mean, I have an
Yeah.
easel in my office. I
But
could-
as individuals-
Whiteboard, and we could put something, you know, as
Yep.
yes equals no, not swaying, but explanations.
Right.
And as individuals, we're perfectly allowed to support either
Oh,
side
one
of
way or
issue.
the other, as
Yeah,
an,
that's not a
that's
problem.
exactly right. Yeah.
Any further discussion on this?
No.
Wanna vote?
Nope.
All those in favor? It's unanimous, 3-0.
Okay.
Do you wanna sign the one with our
Yes.
clerk's name?
Yes.
And we have another meeting Monday
Right.
With a public hearing.
with the public hearing. I actually had, while I was collecting signatures yesterday, which I, quite a few by the way. A couple of people asked me, what's going on, when's the Abby Fowler? And I said, I'm pleased to inform you that we are very close to the finish line on this.
I had the same question the other day too, and did the same.
And they were all very excited, so.
Very. Actually, I was asked by a citizen that lives right here in the area, and when I told them of the possibility of the direction, they were ecstatic to find out that is turning into more of an eyesore, and the thought of, you know, this moving
Somebody had an invested
forward,
interest in keeping it.
investing money and turning it back into something to look at, so.
That's great.
So, a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second, those in favor, unanimous. It is 10 after the hour.